Hi, and welcome back to Science with Miss Wardell. So we are doing some science review. This is our Science TCAP mixed review. So even though you might not be able to see it on mine, you do have this in front of you. I've given everybody a packet. So it says Sarah used a magnifying glass to look at the roots of the plants. What is the main function of the roots? Well, to store food, to make food, to take in water, or to take in soil. Well, I chose to take in water because that's what they do. They drink the water and bring it up towards the leaves, right? 2. A student placed a healthy plant outside. 5 days later, the student observed the plant looked dried and wilted. So here's day 1 and day 5. Which basic need did the plant most likely lack? Well, if it's shriveled up and dried, I almost think it would need some water. So let's see if that's an option. Air, soil, water, sunlight. Oh yeah, so C. Number 3, a raccoon is shown below. Which trait is passed from a parent raccoon to its offspring? So something a parent gives them. Hunting for fish, using trees for as a home, staying warm in the winter. Now, all of these things seems like they would be taught, right? But they just would naturally have would be black fur around the eyes, right? So you would have to teach these 3. 4. A chart with fun facts about 4 animals is shown below. We've got a squirrel, an owl, a fox, and a bear. Which animal most likely competes for shelter? Well, if I look at the chart, the squirrel and the owl live in trees, and so does the fox and the bear. So it's got to be one of these 2. Squirrel and owl, fox and bear. Squirrel and fox? No. 2 different places where they live. Squirrel and owl? Yeah, that could definitely be it. Owl and fox? No, they live in 2 different places. Owl and bear? No. So G is my only option here. Let's turn it over. Alright, the next side is number 5. It says students have a stack of cards to organize into groups. One of these cards is a picture of a different object. The cards that belong in group 1 are shown below. So here's group 1. I've got a frog, a tree, a squirrel, and a starfish. Which picture would be placed in group 1? So the thing that I noticed about all of these things in group 1 is that they are living, right? So which one of these are living? Well, a duck. So that one would go in group 1. 6. What can a teacher best demonstrate using a bar magnet and a pile of iron filings? The poles of the magnet can change directions. Filings. All metals have magnetic properties. Magnet forces are stronger than electrical forces, or a magnet can move another object without touching it. So I don't know if you've ever done this, almost like an Etch-a-Sketch, but they can actually move without touching, right? Number 7 says a student builds a model of a weather tool. We talked about this a little bit in our science book. Which weather condition does this tool best measure? Rainfall, air pressure, wind speed, or temperature? So in this case, because I noticed the cups and the direction like they would spin, I think about the wind speed, right? So the wind speed. Definitely not temperature, that's a thermometer. Or rainfall, you would need a rain gauge. Number 8. This diagram shows a large flat area that is higher than the land around it. What landform is shown in the diagram? We've talked about this a lot, guys. Remember, it's in a flat area with tall sides and a flat top. So this is a plateau. Okay? On the next side, on number 9, it says two students sit on opposite ends of the balanced seesaw. What will happen if the student on the right side gets off of the seesaw? So if this student gets off, what do you think is going to happen? If it's completely unbalanced and the weight from this one falls off, is the weight on this one going to go up, or is it going to go down? Well, it almost thinks that the weight would go down, right? So the C will stay balanced? Absolutely not. We can eliminate that. Both ends of the seesaw will drop to the ground? No. So we're left with G and H. The left side of the seesaw will drop to the ground, or the left side of the seesaw will go up in the air. What's going to drop to the ground because it's going to take what's heavier and go down, right? Number 10 says a guitar can make sounds when someone strums the strings. Which of these will cause the sound of the guitar to increase in volume? Strumming strings for a longer time, strumming strings harder, strumming strings faster, or strumming shorter strings? I'm going to get your help on this one and see what you put, okay? See if you've been, or if you just really don't know, maybe you look it up, okay? 11 says students sorted rocks into two groups. Here's group 1 and group 2. Which rock would best fit with group 2? So what do you notice about group 2? Well, the thing that I noticed about group 2 is that they all seem to be smooth, whereas these are a little more pointy, right? So which one of these may be a smoother rock? Well, even H still has like a pointed, right? F, definitely not. G, no. Oh, but J, look how smooth J is. So possibly J. 12. Which word means that sound can get louder or quieter? Range, pitch, volume, or vibration? Well, in this case, we're talking about the volume of something. Whether you're getting loud or soft. 13. Which of these is a natural object? A fossil in a rock, a picture in a rock, or a picture of a fossil, a clay model of a fossil, a plaster mold of a fossil. Here, the key word is natural. So something you cannot make. You cannot make is a fossil. A. Okay. Turn over to the next one. Okay, so here it's got a 4. It should be a 14 at the very top. You can fix it on yours. A diagram of a terrarium is shown below. It's got the terrarium is made up of the glass, the rocks, the frog, the plant. Which of these objects used in the terrarium is man-made? So man-made meaning that we made it. Glass, rock, frog, or plant? Well, we don't make rocks or frogs or plants, so we definitely make glass. Okay? 15. A food chain is shown below. Which would most likely result if another predator of the bird was introduced into this food chain? So meaning that there would be more than one thing eating this bird. So a new predator. Okay? The grasshopper and bird populations would decrease. Well, but would the grasshopper population decrease? there's more birds being eaten, then there's less grasshoppers being eaten, right? No. The fox and snake population would increase. I don't think so. Not necessarily. The snake population would increase. I don't see why it would. Do you? Or the bird population would decrease. Yeah, definitely the bird population would decrease because there would be more than just one predator eating the bird. 16. A group of students have radish and tomato seeds. They ask the following question. Will tomato seeds grow faster if we use fertilizer? So which experiment will best help the student answer the question? So because they're not asking about radishes here, I need to look for one that only talks about tomato seeds. Radish and tomatoes, so it's definitely not F. Radish, radish, no. Tomato, tomato, that's a possibility. Radish, tomato, no. So both have tomato seeds with fertilizer and without. So H is our only option here. All right. Monday was sunny and hot. Tuesday was cold and wet. These conditions are examples of seasons, climate, weather, or ecosystems. H, weather. All right. I'm going to have you cross off the back page that has 12, 13, and 14. And then because it copied wrong, I'm also going to have you cross out these two. But we're going to do the last 17 and 18, okay? What is at the center of the solar system? The Earth, the Moon, the Sun, or the Jupiter? Well, we know from our space center or unit that the Sun is. Look at the picture. Which of the following statement is true? The Moon orbits the Sun. The Moon orbits Earth. The Earth orbits the Moon, or the Sun orbits the Earth. Well, we know it's not the Sun orbiting the Earth. And our Earth does not orbit the Moon. So does the Moon orbit the Sun or the Earth? It orbits the Earth. Alright guys, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.